If you want to be more consistent in life, deep breaths really will help you get there. They allow you to just put all the resistance and the negative things that come to mind to the side and allow you to just continue moving towards the goal. Let's just say, for example, you're working on something and then you just get this real inclination to just finish it later. In the beginning of the day, when you started working on this goal, you told yourself that you were going to finish it today. But now you're just like, I can finish this tomorrow, later on. That little moment could be make or break for your business if you allow those moments to just continue ruling you. In that moment, take a deep breath. Let the exhale be twice as long as the inhale. So if you breathe in for 2, breathe out for 4, breathe in for 4, breathe out for 8. This is going to send a signal to your sympathetic nervous system that the danger is gone. Whatever you were viewing as dangerous in this moment, it left the scene. So now that parasympathetic mode can shift on, where you can rest and relax and actually see the situation for what it is, and then just continue working on it. Like, we get so jumbled up in our heads with the gravity of certain situations, but if we just relax, like I said, and focus on what it actually is, we'll be able to be consistent and still just move through things instead of allowing life to just throw us off our pivot. You feel me? And then let's just say you get a real desire to over explain yourself. You already noticed, like, okay, the over explanations, I've been talking a lot. I tell people way more than they ask me for, and I don't want to do that anymore. You've already made that conscious decision, but yet you catch yourself about to over explain something else. It's like they asked you a question about X, but when you're answering, you tell them X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, even 4. All of those extra details weren't necessary. They asked for the answer to X. And it's like we can start getting resentment when people don't respond to all of the things we say, but sometimes all of the things you say they didn't want to know. They got their answer, and now the fact that you're still talking doesn't mean that they're still listening. They're wrestling with the answer that they just received while also hearing you continuing to talk. So this could just be, leaving some sort of disconnect between the two of you. See, that's from their point of view. And then just from your point of view, the over explanations don't do anything good for your nervous system. What's happening in that moment is you're placing that person on a pedestal. You're here, they're here. They're above you, and that's why you're explaining so much. You feel like they need to understand you. That's why you're making sure they understand you by hitting it from so many different angles, pause, and you're just continuing to really just drive whatever point you're trying to make home. And it's like you may be saying the same thing in different ways and not even realize it. Like you're just continuing to talk about whatever. But we can just feel insecure about ourselves, so we can feel the need to over explain, to just, like I said, make sure they understand us. Because them not understanding us feels like a threat to our nervous system, because it feels like this will get us casted out from the group. This is one of the oldest fears of people, to not be accepted. So just keep that in mind before you over explain to somebody. That fear is outdated. You're not just going to be kicked out of the group. Try bringing it down a notch, cuz right now you're at one end of the spectrum. Everything exists on spectrums. It's not like black or white. Like, you don't explain enough and you over explain. It's like, we're on a spectrum with it. So you just got to bring yourself back over to this side. Just start explaining yourself a little less. Get people to start asking you questions, like, instead of after that initial question they just tend to just fall back because you just spoke their ear off. Say a little bit and then make them kind of, think, okay, well, what else happened? Because I know you said this, but what about over here? Just get them curious. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to just give them so much to where they don't care about the convo anymore. Keep them interested in the conversation. Just give them enough, give them what they ask for. Or maybe a little bit less. Like I'm saying, like, just, you were training the muscle to not be an over explainer right now. This isn't how you just have to be indefinitely. This is just a seasonal thing to train you to stop over explaining yourself, because it's really not necessary. You feel me? And let's just say you told yourself that no matter what people bring at you, no matter what people throw at you, you're going to maintain a level head. You're going to be cool, calm, collected. And that's just who you are. That's your MO now. And then you're talking to somebody, tell them a joke, or you're just telling them something about your day, maybe even telling them some good things that happened to you recently. And then you can just hear their tone of voice change. And it doesn't register in your mind or in your body as a good tone change. Sounds like they got angry or annoyed or short with you in some type of way. And this is usually where we would have a reaction. And this is usually where we would do something, even if it's like just to start being passive aggressive, throw a facial expression back at them, or just start being a little bit more vicious with our words. But you can take a deep breath right here and understand that your assumption about their tone could be wrong. It's like we use our past and everything that happened in it, and we throw all of that onto the present moment. So if somebody had a tone like this one in the past and it ended bad for you, that's just why your nervous system isn't messing with it right now. But this person, the way they use this tone can be completely different from the way that other person used this tone of voice. They could be dealing with something internally where the other person was trying to actually affect you. This situation in front of you may not have anything to do with you. They may have just received a bad text or may have just gotten noticed that they're on probation at their job or something. Like, it's all types of different things that people could be going through that can affect the way that they present in the world. But you don't have to just internalize it and make it personal for you. Everything isn't against you. Like, things don't happen to you, things happen for you. Really embody that. Things don't happen to me, things happen for me. Everything in the world is working for my better good. Like, this is all to get me to where I'm going. Everything that you experience. That's not what the whole world is about, but that's what your world is about. All of the things that come into this little rectangle that you can see out of, this vision, that's the things that's happening in your world for a reason. And all of this projecting our past onto the present, this is how people could feel like we keep meeting the same person in a different body. They're like, nah, that's not really the case. It's just you're seeing similar actions that this person is taking to the one that your ex used to take. So now you're just like, this person does this too. Nah, you didn't even give a chance to see what that was for real. You didn't gain clarity. You just saw what the situation looked like and assumed what it was and then just fell back or got angry, passive aggressive, all sorts of ways. We could just respond to things once we feel like we know what they are. But the more you know you don't know. You feel me? Everybody isn't out to get you, and you can be consistent no matter what life throws at you by consistently breathing. Deep diaphragmatic breaths will really change your life. I'm Brad, and this is LGTM Healing, where we get your mind right so you can go and get your money right. I'll see you next time.